Hey everyone, it's Clint Tucker, guitar trainer and coach. It is Fretwork Friday 2021, Volume 12. We're going to be talking about the super monster G7 lick and continue to expand on these ideas that we did last week. Let's go ahead and tune. So here's my Louis. A. D, G, B, and E. All right. The gear I'm using today is I'm running through my Mark 423 boost pedal from In Creation Lab Audio into my Tube Screamer. I got a little Tube Screamer Mini going into a Line 6 Echo Park, then going into the tweed setting of my Mesa Boogie Transatlantic TA15, going into my Sur Reactive Load, going out to some impulse responses from S-Gear that are using the tweed ceramic classic speakers. So we're looking at G7 ideas, and last week we did this really cool one that went from that shape of G7, then through this little idea into this country idea. So we're going to piggyback off that idea this week. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking the 6th interval of G and the flat 3, and we're going to do this slight bend. This is part 1 of the lick, and I posted this a couple of days ago. Now the trick to this is you want to bend this to where it almost gives your listener this sound, but not there. Then we're going to come back to the E on the, or the G string. Yeah. Let me rephrase that. The G note on the E string. There we go. Let me take a drink of coffee real quick. Yeah. So we're on the 3rd fret E string. So we're coming out of this minor pentatonic shape, which is going to be the G, then the F on the B string 6th fret, the D on the B string 3rd fret. So we're doing our little bend from this tritone idea, which that's on 5, that's on 6. Now, when we get to the C note on the 3rd string 5th fret, we're going to slide that up a full step to the D. Notice we're kind of doing a little bit of what we did last week with. So this is a way to kind of get you to start thinking about approaches to get into the next part of the guitar. Now what we're going to do is we're going to hit the F on the B string 6th fret, then the E, same string, 5th fret, then we're going to the G, 8th fret. So we have That was the end of part 1. Now we're starting part 2. So that's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But really, if you think about it, I'm going to use a pull-off right here to kind of get me into the next part of the lick, which is going to get me back into more of that 7th position. So I've got... Right? And then we're going to go to the D note on the 3rd string, 7th fret. C, that's the 3rd string, 5th fret. Now here is our B flat. This is where we got last week. We used that same kind of thing to do that little idea. What we're going to do is we're going to kind of like use this and go down instead of going up in pitch. So we're going to do our F, E, G, F, E, D, C, B flat, slide to B. So that's the 8th fret on the D string, slide to the 9th fret. Now here's where we can take this back this way. We're going to go down in pitch. So we've done our B right here. We're going to come to our F on the A string, 8th fret. And we're going to do this interesting thing that sounds almost like a turnaround. We're going to go here to the E, kind of like we did last week. But what we're going to do is we're going to go F to E. Then we're going to do the C note, 10th fret, which is going to be our pinky on the D string. Then we're going to slide from E to E flat. And now this is really interesting. We're doing a, this is called contrary motion. Contrary motion is where one note goes down in pitch while the other note goes up in pitch. So you get this kind of a sound. So listen to this. It's leaning your ear towards the sound of resolution here and here, which is an octave. But we're gonna keep the audience in suspense by adding a different note at the end. So we got F to E, add that C note, E to D sharp, and then there's our C sharp, which sounds really cool. Then we're just going to take this same shape right here, where you're skipping a string. That's on the G string, 6th fret. And here is our D sharp on the A string, 6th fret. And we're going to take it down to a D. So really now this is E flat, so we can go to D. And there's our C. And what we're going to do when we get to this C, that's the 3rd string, 5th fret, we're going to do a full bend. So you get this. Which sounds so cool. And that gives the listener the sound of like our D9 or a D7. And that resolves back to the 1, the G7. So let's go over it again. We have our bend, pentatonic walk down, slide, then our little scale fragment, then we're sliding into our new position, then we're going to our F, E, C, E flat, C sharp, D. So you get a little bit more comfortable with it. Then you play that D7 or that D9 lick and it really sounds like you're finishing off on a strong note and you're resolving. All right, a little faster. Now you can also take this and try to do it with fingers. Completely gives it a new sound. Alright, so how do we practice this? We practice the connection spots. That's how you're going to practice this. So, the connection spot for this is really getting out of this. Going from that F to the D on the B string, and then sliding from the C to D on the G string. Then hitting the F. So if I'm practicing this, that'll help me get into the next part. And then this part, your connection is going to be the D, C on the 3rd string to the B flat to B slide on the D string. So if I'm practicing that, and then from here, you need to practice doing this slide. This is kind of cool. You're sliding up on the D string from B flat to B, then you're sliding back from F to E on the A string. So if you practice that, see that with the pinky? Pinky right there. I'm using that middle finger to get under there. And then I pull that middle finger down to get that C to sound like a D. So in a way, you're doing this, but you're doing it with tension, so it resolves better. You mix that with a little bit of last week's. Maybe like over a C chord. So you completely butcher this thing if you want to, and as long as you end on that D spot, you'll give it the sound of the resolving of on the 5 chord going back to the 1 chord. Alright, let's do it 3 times fast, 3 times medium, and 3 times slow. And I'm going to do it on the number 2, or let me do it on number 4. I'm going to do it on number 4, the quack of the Strat sound. Alright, that's all I've got for you today. If you would, like and subscribe and click the notification bell. Go ahead and follow me on Facebook. Go to cwtucker.com and click the booking tab if you'd like to get a lesson with me. I do in-person and virtual. And I want y'all to have a blessed Good Friday. And we'll talk to you next week. Bye.